afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Any fresh injury concerns, any significant absentees for the weekend's game?
No, we're okay, and again we've been quite fortunate on the injury front, and we've had good competition and obviously a lot of players available, so it's good news.
Terrific win against Arsenal, 7 matches unbeaten in all competitions. Just where is this team on the confidence Richter scale at the moment?
Well, I think you'd probably have to say that we should be as confident as we've been this season. You know, it's in any season there are going to be highs and lows of a season, and this is certainly the best form that we've been in this season. So, it should see us in confident form and confident mood. The problem a little bit with this division is that the next game is always going to be a really tough one, and that's what we're up against, of course, on Saturday. But we're in a decent place at the moment.
You're 7 points away from going into 7th. You're 7 points away from 18th and the relegation zone. What is it at the moment? Are you going for Europe? Are you in a relegation battle? Neither? How would you assess that?
We're in a position in the league where I suppose the changes from one game to another game can mean a difference between 3 or 4 places. What we've seen teams that have been in trouble and have got out of that. We've seen teams that have gone the other way, and that's only a consequence of losing 2 games or so. So the reason why we will always talk about the next game and making sure we deal with the next game is because in this division and where we are in this division that you lose 2 games on the spin and it can change dramatically. What we've got to be is guarded of that. I think we have been. I think our approach going into every game I think has been correct, and we'll need to continue that the same.
The next game is Everton have struggled of late. Have you been surprised by their struggles?
I think there are always two things. That there's form, performance, and there's results. And even looking at their game away to Burnley, which they lost last week, but could have easily have won the game with certainly with the chances that they have and the players that they've got. So I'm never surprised by anybody's position in the league because it's a very competitive league, and of course for any team that doesn't perhaps do as well as what the expectations are, there's always going to be a team on the reverse side of that are surprising and picking up good results, and so never a surprise, but they are a team that have a lot of quality, a lot of know-how in the side, and a team that's capable of picking up very good results.
Sam Allardyce has said today he sees himself he wants it to be a long-term appointment at Everton. Do you see that as a good fit, Sam Allardyce and Everton?
Always with Sam, it's about his experience, his record, and I can probably only take into account Sam's words because he is the one that have said it, and he's at a club now that he would like to build upon, would like to make sure that they're a club that are functioning in the top areas of a very, very competitive division, and that takes time. And Sam has a wonderful track record, and he's not the type of manager that they would have employed without knowing that.
Going back to your own players, Glenn, there is a lot of talk around him at the moment about a potential England call-up at the age of 34. In your opinion, you work with him every day. Could he do a job there?
Well, it's probably not my position to talk about the merits of an England cap or plan for England. What I can do is talk about what he has given us, and Glenn has always had a know-how on how to score goals, but in a very competitive division where on a lot of occasions chances are going to be hard to come by in this division for teams like us, and what you need is a work ethic. You need somebody that can lead the line, and if I speak about his form, and probably you're asking about his recent form, more important for us is the latter part of what I said. You know, the hard work he's putting in for the team, his running ability in the team, his competitiveness in the team, and of course that then allows him to get goals. So for us, he's been excellent, and we have real good competition at the moment. And of course, for anybody that plays in them positions at the moment, they would have had to have warranted it, and he certainly has done.
Have the FA been in contact about a potential call?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Would you expect that call to come?
No, again, as I say, on any sort of further sort of recognition or international recognition, then you know that's down to other people and what they see. You know, I can only talk about what he has done for us, and he has been excellent, playing in the top division, the division that he's always wanted to play in, and his performances for us, as I said, have been excellent at this level, and we're very grateful for what he's given us at the moment.
The last one on that subject, have you been told if Gareth Southgate or Steve Holland will be at the game on Saturday?
I personally haven't been told. Whether they'll be there or not, I don't know, but I personally haven't been told.
Have you any other players at the moment that you think have deserved the recognition of perhaps an England international call-up at some point?
No, I think there's always going to be the players that are spoken about, and any players from our team that are spoke about in any way, I think is about their performances this season. And we have a team that I think that has coped with this division and put in some very good performances. So on any recognition, any international recognition from any country that comes the way of our players, it will be because they have deserved it. But it's never easy. You know, at every international level there are some very, very exciting and good quality players and clubs, and for any player that gets that opportunity, is because they've deserved it.
Proper and Stevens are getting a lot of praise at the moment. Why do you think that has worked this season so well?
No, it's interesting because you never know. I mean, certainly with Dale Stevens, he's a player that has been here from certainly my first day here. So he's a player that I know very well, and I know his qualities, and I was very confident that he would cope at this level. When Davy Proper came in, we brought him in because we'd seen him. Our recruitment department had seen a lot of him. Were very happy to recommend him, but you never know how they're going to fit into a system, and I think probably over the period of our seasons so far, they've very, very much cemented a great working relationship. But these are the things that you never know until a player comes in, until you work with him, until they work out associations. But it's been an association, I think, that's worked well. And of course, what's helped is that, in effect, that neither of them have been injured, and they've played a lot of games together, and that's helped the relationship that they've got.
Just a final one on Anthony Knockhart, his reaction to being subbed last week. It wasn't too positive. Equally, he was celebrating with the team at the final whistle. I just wondered if you had an opinion on.
No, the opinion I have always is that I would prefer always that players want to play, and disappointed if they're taken off. And sometimes you'll get different type reactions. Sometimes you have to understand the individual. And Anthony's a very passionate and emotional individual, but he has given this club an awful lot and given the team an awful lot. So for me, no problem at all. Most importantly, as you said, he was out there celebrating with the team afterwards, and that for me is more important.
Thank you.
Chris, how important is stability, particularly at this stage of the season, and how much have you got of it here?
Stability as regards
In terms of the whole picture of the football club, and obviously you mentioned the injuries as well.
Well, what we have done over this period of time is that we've tried to build something, and of course we have players here that have been very much here in my first season. Then of course the good and difficult end to the season before, and then of course gaining promotion. So what I think we have managed to do well, I think we've recruited well. I think we've brought in good types in them periods that have just added to what we've had. But we've also haven't changed dramatically what we do on the pitch. And if I'm looking at a way of playing, we haven't changed it too much. We haven't tried to make it too complicated. We've had wonderful support from, of course, everybody at the club, and particularly from the top, and we have great facilities to work in. But ultimately, it's about what the players do, because we're playing in the most difficult division, and they at this moment have risen to the challenges.
When you set out a plan at the start of the season, have you ticked a lot of those boxes? How much of that plan have you accomplished even now with 9 games left?
Well, what we have managed to do is we've managed to be in a lot of games, and thankfully what we were able to do on Sunday was to beat one of the top 6, which we hadn't done all season, and certainly that was one that we knew we would have to do. We go into the last 9 games, having to play what we regard as 4 of the top teams, so we know we have a very tough run in. Ultimately, it's always about making sure that we stay in this division, and a big part of that one is making sure that that you stay out the bottom 3, and apart from possibly the first week of the season, we haven't been in that bottom 3, and if anything, that has been our challenge all season, to make sure that we stay in it, to make sure that we don't drop into that bottom 3, just from a confidence point of view.
Just on Glenn Murray, when you brought in 2 more strikers in January, did you have to speak to him at all? Did he knock on your door and say, "Is my position safe?" Did any of that happen?
No, because I think what happens is that when new players come in whatever position, it's quite obvious that it's probably going to affect an individual or some individuals more than the others. But ultimately, what everybody here wants and everybody in the team wants is the best squad possible, because they all want to put themselves in a position to give us the best chance of making sure that we can stay in this division. And the best way of doing that is, apart from what they do together, is to have a strong a squad as what we can.
Do you think you got more out of him now? I know he was good beforehand, but do you think there's more?
I mean, whether that's the case, but certainly if I'm looking at what Glenn's given the team at the moment, it's a very good level, and apart from what he's given the team as regards to work rate, he's scoring goals for us at the moment. So, how much of that is down to players that have come in the competition? Well, if it is, then he's certainly risen to that.
Chris, Shane Duffy, a Southern Englishman, has been named in the Republic of Ireland squad again today. How pleased have you been with the way that he's got on this season, particularly after the disappointment of missing out on the World Cup with his country?
Well, I think what he did have was the great challenge of having that disappointment, but then the next challenge of Premier League football, and making sure he does his best to make sure that we have Premier League football next season, and for whenever. So no, he's adapted really well to it, and it's part and parcel of the game, the disappointments of the highs and lows, and but he's come back very good, and again forged a very good relationship with Lewis Dunk.
He's going back to his former club Everton this weekend. How different are they from the side, obviously, that you played before under a different manager early in the season?
Well, it changes, and I suppose when a new manager comes in, generally it's because things are not going so well. They started the season, of course, with a new manager. Spent relatively big money, brought in a lot of new players, and sometimes it has the right effect, sometimes it doesn't, for whatever reason. And that's the reason, of course, why Sam was brought in. Will he be different to the previous manager? Well, yes. I mean, and that's normally why somebody decides to make a change. But we know Sam's teams, and he works very hard with his teams. He has a way of playing. He has an effective way of playing, and sometimes it just takes that little bit longer to bed in. But the reason why they brought him in was to get him results, and I'm quite sure that he will do that.
Chris, the club are arguing now.